Hi. Okay, so it's getting pretty early in the morning. I'm getting a bit tired. I just wanted to show you a little bit of video here. Um, this video is, I don't know exactly what happened here. I know that footage was deleted. I live in a building owned by Anglicans, and it houses more theological Bible students in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. They've been harassing us for 2 years now, and heavy computer harassment, network harassment. They've destroyed several of our computers, and it's gotten to the point now it's coalesced where we can't even use the computers anymore. Every time we even turn on a computer, they're in the computer copying files, touching files, like stat and touch will say that those are stat is a Unix tool that tells the time or epoch the date was modified, accessed, and touch is similar. Touch is a Unix tool as well. Anyways, the tools tell you when the file was last touched. So I mean, they're in the computer messing with stat times, messing with file times, changing FS file options from read write to read only, so that I can't copy anything to the USB drives. And this is all done when the computer is air gapped. That means that it's not connected to Ethernet, internet via Ethernet. It's not connected to Bluetooth. It's not connected to and wireless. As a matter of fact, I removed the wireless cards and the Bluetooth cards. So I'm guessing that it's similar to the IAMT attack as described and presented by Patrick Stewin in his paper and presentation in Berlin in around 2014. And I think it's similar to that, only this one, I don't think you need any malware connected. I don't think you need to connect first with the USB. And it affects all kinds of machines. The IAMT attack affects the Intel processor and IAMT technology, Intel's ME technology as well. And these attacks were carried out on air-gapped AMD machines and air-gapped PowerPC machine. And the PowerPC machine is far too old to have any GPU graphics processor that could be utilized by this attack, or any peripheral components that could be utilized by the IAMT attack. So I think this is something different, and I'm guessing that it's something that was taught to them by the government, because I know that more Theological Bible College, the Anglican Church, has influence with government politicians. For example, Mike Baird is the Premier. Mike Baird, Premier of New South Wales, is an Anglican. And he also went to the same church as one of the people attacking us, was student minister for a year at that same church, one of the guys attacking us. Friends of the computer science guy next door. So I think it's a computer science guy's unit. They're using it as a jump off point because it's the closest. There's just, brick between us. I mean, you can probably hear me talking right now. That's why he's up walking around at 5 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. So I think that what happened in this footage I'm going to show you is that somebody had walked by and marked it. I don't know exactly, because I never actually saw. All I saw is, all I can see is one frame of data. However, I have seen several other locations where they did delete footage. I know, because I know I saw a person at that point. I marked it down on the paper because I wanted to go back and look at the footage, and when I went back to look at it, it was gone. They ran tests at 2 o'clock in the morning, and they had 2 or 3 people walking by, and footage of one of the people that was walking by was absolutely deleted. The other footage wasn't deleted because the guy saw me looking out the window. So he probably texted up the computer guy next door, in the unit next door, and probably said, "Hey James, don't call me or don't delete the footage," because he looked out his window when he saw me. So there's another guy who walked by, and his footage was deleted, and that's about 3 minutes or 4 minutes of deleted footage, and then they did it a few times, so I'm guessing probably it doesn't matter how much time the footage is. I think they can delete as much as they want. So that's what I think happened, and you'll see one frame of like a stick propped up. So I think what probably happened is that somebody came by from video marking or markage. I don't know, just they wanted to set, they wanted to mark a specific area so that they could target that, have somebody walk by, somebody drop a can, and then they could delete that footage. So marker video, marker footage, I don't know what you want to call it. They come by as marker video, prop up a stick, and delete the whole sequence, and then they know what they're looking at, rather than deleting leaves that all look the same. They can practice deleting specific events, because that's what they want to do. They want to delete specific events. If they don't want to see somebody walk into my unit, they'll just delete that. And then I have a video surveillance system up, so then they can come back and say, well, Chris, you have video cameras. And then I go and say, well, you guys deleted the video. And they're like, well, how did we do that? How did we do that? That's the Christian smile. So anyways, I'm going to get onto it and show you that little frame there, and hopefully it makes sense. I'm really sorry about this poor quality. I don't have a computer. I can't edit any of this, but I do want to get it up because this is serious stuff. And I'm having a really hard time getting it out there. I'm having a really hard time getting people to listen. I don't think people want to listen to this. This is very, very serious. I mean, think about it. Connecting to a machine that's not connected to anything. Not connected to internet by Ethernet or Bluetooth or wireless. That's really scary stuff. It's funny because I just saw a commercial tonight on TV, and it's called the Think Boom or something like that. And it's some commercial promoting thinking and ideas, the idea boom. So I think that there are going to be some people using this technology to be stealing ideas in this great Australian idea boom. And I think they're going to be walking into people's computers without them knowing, because this attack goes under the operating system. Intrusion detection systems like SNART do not work. Firewalls do not work. While these attacks were going on, I had my firewall disabled, and I had it in 2 different operating systems, two Linux systems I tested, OpenBSD I tested, and I couldn't really tell in OpenBSD because they blew up my machine shortly after I started testing, but I tested in Windows and I tested in Linux, and in both cases I had the firewalls turned off. In the Windows case, they bypassed the firewall. In the Linux case, they bypassed the firewall. So they're going underneath the operating system, so they're probably hitting like the system buses and the system DMA, direct memory access. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing it because I see the effects of it every time I turn on my machine. And it's not malware, because the last machine that I had was hidden in the box, and they couldn't have got to it unless they broke into our house when we were sleeping. But even then, it's so old, I don't know what kind of malware would have worked on it. It doesn't have, like I said, it's so old. But even then, I mean, it still shows, even if they are using Patrick Stewin's attack, and I don't think it is, I think it's something different. I think it's something worse, because it worked in PowerPC. Patrick Stewin's attack just works in IANT. Regardless, this is an evolution of some sort. And regardless, they're going to use it to steal people's ideas, to steal people's data. If you're a banker, they'll steal your banking information. If you're a stockbroker, they'll steal your investment ideas. If you're a journalist, they can shut you down and leave you completely ineffectual, so that you can't even save your work to a USB drive. They can do anything they want. They have total root control of the machine. They also accessed our BIOS in our laptops. So if you can access BIOS, then you can destroy BIOS. And if you can destroy BIOS, then your laptop is not going to turn on. So, I mean, it's pretty scary. And even regarding this network video recorder deleting footage remotely, that's really scary too. I mean, they can break into people's homes, plant evidence and leave, and there's nobody will even know that they were there, and then call into the terrorist, the freaking Australian terrorist hotline, and say, yeah, so and so lives at so and so, and I think they're making bombs. And boom, 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 door breaks down, and some innocent person's life is destroyed because he pissed off some rich guy's kid in school, or some dumb thing. I don't know. I'm not feeling very imaginary right now. I'm not feeling very artistic. I'm tired. So I just wanted to talk about that a bit. I really hope somebody clues in on this and starts following up, because I'm not technically advanced enough to reverse engineer this, and this will require lots of resources. I think they've been doing it to us for a year now, and when they did it, it was full stop, like it was full on. It was like they didn't have to test. It was like template, ready-made, shake and bake, man. It's like boom, within 24 hours they were accessing our machine. So it's not like trying to find a hole. They knew where the hole was. They knew how to work it. So that means they were working on this a long time. That means that the students here were taught by somebody who does this often. So that means that shit, who knows where they've used it before. Maybe that Murdoch phone hacking scandal was just a scam. Maybe it was this. Maybe they just blamed it on the phones because, they want to keep this secret. I mean, this is a huge and powerful weapon. I can't express that enough, and I really hope that people can see that. And not just my freaky, messy hair. Look at that. So, anyways, please consider this. If you know anybody who's into computers, if you know anybody who's like an engineer, if you know anybody like Wazowski, what's that guy's name? The Apple guy, Steve. He's supposed to come to Australia. Stay at home, Steve. They're gonna break into your computer, and they'll steal anything that you can give them. So that's that. I don't have anything more to say right now, so I'm gonna go. Please have a good day, and please take care of yourself.